Hello. So I figured it's time to do another video. I was about to say decent sized. I have no idea how long this is going to be. To do another video about your semester long project, cover a few things, show you a couple of things, that kind of thing. There you go. How many more times can I use the word thing? So I have been going through what everybody has posted or turned in so far about their semester long project. We have a cluster of people. We have the people who were like on top of it from day one. Yay. We have those who were a little slack in starting. We have those who started really well and have since kind of like pooh, disappeared. And we have those who, I don't know if you've even started, to be honest. I would hesitate to say a huge portion of this class has just maybe partially skimmed over the instructions. I want to point out, you desperately need to read the instructions. Is it more than 2 sentences? Yes, it has to be. But you're in college. You should be able to read instructions fully, not skim them and assume you know what is being said. This has become evident in some of the stuff that's been turned in so far. So to start off with, I am going to suggest every single person actually read the instructions from beginning to end. If you're not sure about what something says, write it down like with your hand and a pencil and a piece of paper. Write down what part of the instructions you feel are not making sense. And sometimes, and I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes when you write something with your hand, you will actually better comprehend it. Sometimes reading out loud will help you better comprehend it. If you can't figure out exactly what it's saying, send me a message, email me. Don't say, I don't get it. Don't say, can you tell me what I'm supposed to do? Say, when I read through the instructions, this part, tell me exactly which part, like the sentence or two that you don't understand. I don't understand what you mean by blah, blah, blah. And then tell me what you think it says. Because if I don't know what your take is on it, I have no idea how to better explain it. My experience so far has been people don't want to read all the words. They don't want to make the effort. So they just want me to recap it for them. I'm not capable of that. Like, I'm just not. Whenever you say you don't understand something I told you, I will use even more words than I did originally because I'm assuming I was not clear enough. So if you do not want me to respond with even more words, you have to help me understand what you don't understand. We might have to go back and forth a couple of times. Don't get mad at me. Don't use shorter and shorter sentences because that will only confuse me and I will start asking more and more lengthy questions. And then we get stuck in this crazy dance of you responding with like 2 to 3 words and getting ticked off at me because I use like an entire paragraph. Kind of like if you're talking on the phone with somebody and they're real quiet, you start talking louder and then they start getting quieter. It's because they're being quiet, trying to get you to tone it down, but you're getting louder because you're trying to get them to talk louder. When instead you could just say, hey, I can't hear you. Same kind of thing. We need proper communication. Now, here we go. One of the things I get a lot is I tried to get the data sheet and it didn't work. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you a couple of things. We've covered this before, but we're about to do it again. So here we go. This is the semester-long project. This is the data sheet. Notice these things here. These are words, and it tells you you have to download the file. This is an Excel sheet. If you just click this, you never read what I said, this is what you're given. This is not helpful at all. This will not help you in the least. You have to do what it said, which is right here. Make sure to download this file. If you download the file, then you're going to be able to actually use it. So I have made a slight adjustment and I have downloaded this file so I can talk to you about this. I think this one is the right one. There we go. So here you go. What I have done, I wanted to show you how this works because I've gotten a few people who have said they don't understand it. They don't get the calculating, blah, blah, blah. I've also made reference to population, this and that. So I'm going to talk all that through here. I picked 3 locations in order to show you why we're doing populations and stuff. I am going to upload this same one because what I have done different to this sheet versus the one that was up there is I fixed the format so the commas will appear. And there's a dog barking next to me. Okay, so here we go. What I have done is I have decided I am going to show you from, this will be January 7th and January 14th. That should be January 21st, January 28th, and February 4th, okay? So I'm going to show you with 5 weeks worth of data. Now I have these dates here. To make it easy, I am now going to copy and I am going to paste it. Oops, I put it a little too high there, but it's okay. It works. I'm going to put it there. Now, I am going to enter some information. Positive cases go up here. Number of deaths go down here. So I am going to, I already held on to all these, so I'm just going to copy and paste. Let's see. Match destination. There we go. So that's going to be my number of cases. And this will be my number of deaths. And if you notice what I'm doing, clicking here and saying match destination format, so then it gives me what I want. Then I picked Alabama for my low vaccination rate state. And here's their deaths. And then California. Why I picked these? Because they were just easy. And I wanted numbers that were a little crazy because a lot of people will automatically say that California is clearly worse because look how high their numbers are. Part of why I picked it, because I want you to see the difference. Okay, I am going to see if I can do something. I'm going to try to put all of these in at the same time. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Oh, hey, yeah, it worked. Yay, this will speed things along now, won't it? Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Match destination. Yes, I am almost finished with all this, thankfully. If I had been smart, I would have put it in a slightly different fashion, so then I could have just copy and pasted everything. And I did think about entering all the information in here first, but I wanted you to be able to see as it's calculating how it's doing it. Okay, so almost done. Okay, one more little batch to put in, and it's the deaths for California. Oh, that one didn't work right at all, did it? Why did that one not work right? Okay, so we're going to get rid of that one. I'm going to recopy and see. There we go. I have no idea what I did, but Excel can be funny sometimes. Okay, so I have 5 weeks worth of data punched in here. Down here, notice it starts at week 2. This is the change. This is the rate of change. Week 3, this is the rate of change. Week 4, this is the rate of change. Week 5, this is the rate of change. Week 6, notice, these are all in parentheses. It's because we don't have any information for week 6 yet. So we just don't even look at this. Don't even worry about that. This is showing us the rate of change. So what this is showing us is for Connecticut from January, through the month of January, it substantially, the numbers went down for infection rate. For Alabama, it was down, then spiked, and now has been coming back down. For California, it has been going seriously down. Look how much it changed in that 1 week right there for California. Now for the deaths, Connecticut, it went up, down, down. Alabama, seriously up, higher and higher. So their rate of deaths is getting higher. And California, it went up, up, up. So the rate of deaths going up. That's a little disturbing. I would say it's a little disturbing. Now, when you're looking at just the rate of change, you're going, oh my gosh, clearly look how bad California is. This is now when we look at the population size. This is the population for Connecticut, for Alabama, and for California. Okay, so now for the population rate. I have a tendency to mess up and flip-flop, but here we go. We are going to say 0, and then asterisk 100. Whoa, nope, that is wrong. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I think that would be right. Okay. Okay, so I messed up doing these percentages a couple times. I've edited out, going back in, I'm going to talk this through again. So what we're going to do is a couple of things. For the percentage of the population that have tested positive, we're going to do equals, open parentheses. I'm going to click on the most recent one, and I'm going to click that, slash, click here, close parentheses, asterisk 100. What this does is this gives me the percent right there. Now I can then take this. If you slide it down, it does the calculations for you. So what this is showing me, and I guess I should put here, I'm just going to do percent in. Okay. This does not mean currently infected. It just means this is how many they've had since they've been tracking. This means that 19.8% of Connecticut have received a positive result. 25.30% of Alabama has received a positive, and 20.9% of California have gotten a positive. So even though when you look at the state of California, it's over 8 million, since their population is huge, their percentage of infection rate is less than Alabama. So that's what that percentage is. Now, here's a more interesting one, kind of a scarier one. Trying to get it in the right spot. Okay, percent died. I am now going to look at the infection rate and the death rate for these same states. So this time, there we go. I'm going to do equals. And then let's see, I believe, is it this? See, I told you I always get confused. Should be this number divided by this number, close parentheses, again, asterisk 100. And then it'll be the same thing for the others. What this means is the percent of infected people for Connecticut, we'll we'll say 4% died of those in the positive rates. And then Alabama will be 1.4%, and California will be 0.98%. So that means in the state of California, less than 1% of those infected have passed. Right now, Connecticut and Alabama seem to be matching for their number of deaths, which is actually interesting. And I can't wait to see what it'll be at the end, because it changes depending on which, what their rates are. So I find this very interesting. Now, if you want one more batch, you can then do equals, and you can say population divided by deaths times 100. Oops, I did that backwards. So hold on, I need to get this thing out of the way. There we go. It should be, I messed up. Deaths divided by population. There we go. Times 100. And so if we look this way, that shows that per state, we have 0.28% of Connecticut have died. We have 0.35% Alabama has died, and we have 0.21% California died. So all in how you want to do it. These two are the super important ones. This one I just think is a little interesting because it's not just looking at the infection, it's looking at the percent of the population that have passed. Is it going to be perfect? No, it's not going to be perfect, but it kind of gets you there. I need to do another video about the graphs. That is coming for sure. That is coming. I'm going to show you how to do a graph doing the rate of change so you can track what's happening. Now, when you are thinking about your different topics for your paper, here's the other part for it. Look at the data. You have to look at this data and think something through. So if you're looking at, say, the rate of change, and you notice from the beginning of January to the beginning of February, we are going down, 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 up, down, 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 down. What happened here? What happened 2 weeks before this in the state of Alabama? Take a look. The fact that this was information, this is based on the change between the 7th and the 14th of January. 2 weeks before this would have been New Year's Eve. Were a lot of people in Alabama having bigger parties for New Year's Eve, not being careful? If so, that would increase the rate of infection. The next thing you look at are the rates of deaths, because those are always a couple of weeks behind the infections. So if you are looking at this date for Alabama, we're going to come down and go forward 2 weeks. Look what happened. The number of deaths spiked. So what this means is something that happened around New Year's Eve caused more people in Alabama to get infected, which by the end of January caused more people to die. This is the stuff you're going to look at. Since we just had spring break, and spring break's going all crazy, and let's see, there was Memorial Day in January. Look through your data, look at specific dates and events and locations. If you know that there was like a rally in one state or a concert or a big party, like if you're doing Florida Bike Week is going to be huge, that kind of thing. Take a look. Your data will show you a connection. You just have to remember it's not what happened here. It's what happened here that affected this, which then affects the rate of deaths. That's where you're going with this. So, yeah, I think that's it for that. So for your semester-long project, you have to have the data. Part of what you're going to be graded on is showing me your data. And I will be comparing the numbers you supply to the numbers I have collected. And remember, I have collected them all. So don't try to fudge your numbers because you will be caught. That is part of what I look for. If you are missing any data, contact me. You have to email me. I would prefer in the subject line if you say data or numbers, something like that, so I can spot it easily. You get 1 day of numbers for free because life happens and you might have forgotten. It's okay. I understand. It happens. So you get 1 freebie. Anything I already gave you in the assignments at the beginning, where I was trying really hard to make sure that you were set up properly, because some people were picking the wrong numbers, some were not doing the cumulative, they were doing only the change, which makes it where you can't possibly do this and shows that you didn't watch any of the previous videos or read all the words I told you. You have to pick the cumulative number. Oh, let me show you that just so if somebody's watching this for the first time, they'll get it. So when you are doing this, stuff is in my way. There you go. This is where I go. You have to pick the total cases. Do not look at the news, only total cases, total deaths. These are the numbers you have to use. You cannot use the other. This and this. And by the way, this is where I got the population numbers right here. Everything is on this website, which I already gave you. So since there was confusion in January, anything I gave you in the assignments, like you put the stuff in the assignment, I answered your question in the assignments, all of those you got for free. So no matter how many times we went back and forth there, you got those for free, you're good. Anything you then specifically requested outside of those assignments, I have a sheet that I keep track of. You get 1 request for free, 1 day for free. Anything more than that, you're going to lose some points, because part of this assignment is you actually collecting the data once a week. And I could have made you do it more than once a week, but I was trying to make it easy. Hopping on and grabbing numbers once a week, not a difficult task. So for those who routinely forgot, it's just because you did not make a priority. I'm doing your job, so you're not getting the points for that. If you completely blew this off for the whole first half of the semester, and now you're like, well, crap, what do? I tell you what you do. You read those instructions. You pick what day you're collecting. So like say on Fridays, you're going to pick the numbers for Thursdays. Then you would say, I started collecting them very late. My first numbers I collected on March 17th. Can I have the previous Thursdays and then tell me what states you chose? And remember, you have to pick those states from the list I gave you in the instructions. I even tell you how many to pick from each category. So tell me that. I will get them. I will put them in there for you. If you're having trouble entering them the proper way the first time in the Excel sheet, tell me this. Tell me, look, I slacked off. I didn't do crap. I need to now do it from here. Here's what I pick. And then send me your sheet with them in the proper location, with which week it is. You can email me the actual Excel sheet, not a link, the actual Excel sheet. I will fill in your data and make sure you are good to go so you can actually do this properly. However, the more I do of your job, the more points you will lose. But if you don't have all the information, you can't really do the project. So you're kind of stuck. Losing a few points for me to set you up so you can finish the project, believe me, is way better than you just semi doing the project. This project is worth too many points for you to just go, eh. So there you go. If you need help, reach out, let me know. If you need the numbers, reach out, let me know. Just remember, everybody gets one freebie. After that, it costs. So that should be it. Video about the graphs coming soon. Right now, work on making sure your data is right and trying to learn how to read the data. And again, seriously, ask me questions. If you want to try to set up a Zoom session so we can have like a whole open table kind of thing so we can all talk, I would love that. So far though, each time I've tried it, I've had one person. So, I don't know what to do at this point. I guess that's it. Peace.